That's right. A couple of the media are saying that as many as 12 were killed. El Español, one of the reliably, normally news media, is saying 12, and dozens injured by that van that mowed people down on the Ramblers when the driver mounted the pedestrian area. And after he'd hit many people on that street, which is a very busy part of Barcelona, he made off running away. We've had unconfirmed reports that a man is with some kind of arm. A knife is being said in many of the media outlets, that he is in a restaurant. We don't know whether that is the original van driver or a second person. And we're also having reports that he could be holding hostages, and that restaurant is near a market called La Boqueria, which is a very, very busy gourmet food market, which is in the upper end of Las Ramblas. The police are not confirming all of these reports. They are telling people to move out of the centre, to stay away from the centre of Barcelona, but they are now treating this as a terrorist attack.
And indeed, absolutely no indication as to the identity of the attacker or attackers. But again, local media trying to push pieces together. What more can you tell us on that side of things?
That's right. Cadena Ser Radio has been citing a source saying that in that white van that mowed people down, there was a passport found. It was a Spanish passport with an Arabic surname. And that hasn't been confirmed yet. But as you say, all the media are scrambling around, trying to piece things together. It's been difficult for people to talk to witnesses because people were rapidly moved out of the central part of Barcelona for their own safety. We know that at this time of the year, in August, there are hundreds and hundreds in that area of tourists from all around the world, as well as locals. It's the sort of place people go to buy their souvenirs, to hang out in the restaurants, to have some tapas. And it would have been at the peak point, really, in the day, in an August evening.
Indeed, and we're watching there pictures of that area completely deserted now as it's been cordoned off by the police. The last serious attack in Spain back in 2004, that time over in the capital, Madrid. Today, Barcelona seems to have been the target, and targeted perhaps by a lone wolf-style attack, and indeed with a van. And that's becoming a reoccurring event across the EU. Spain has a very heavy police presence in general, but I guess nothing really can be done to protect people against these type of attacks.
Indeed, and a lot of the Spanish police and people generally had been very worried that Spain could be the next setting for one of these high-profile attacks in big emblematic areas where there were a lot of tourists, because Spain has a similar lifestyle to France, where particularly Nice and Barcelona are very similar sorts of places, these coastal resorts that bring a lot of people in. And if an attacker motivated by Daesh or another extremist group is looking to get media attention and do damage to a lot of nationalities and the Western way of life, then Spain and Barcelona might be in their sights. And lots of arrests have gone on because the police, since the attacks in Paris, have been looking to arrest. And they actually, in some ways, have been criticized for taking a preventive aspect. They have made a lot of arrests before there's been actual crimes, and they have been arresting lots of people suspected of harbouring extremist intentions. They have also been cracking down on people who are distributing propaganda on the internet that is extremist. And they have been going into areas like the Spanish enclaves, Ceuta and Melilla in northern Africa. They've been going into them because they think a lot of radicalisation of young people goes on there, particularly in these areas where there's high unemployment and people might be looking for some kind of purpose to their life. So they have been really cracking down, doing as much as they can. But as you say, somebody can always get through the net. We don't know who this person is. We don't know if they were known to the Spanish authorities. But we know that the Spanish authorities certainly thought that they were doing all they could to prevent this kind of attack.